The once unbreakable bond between NPR and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting (CPB) is fracturing, and the fallout could reshape the future of public media. What happens when political pressure collides with journalistic integrity? This question lies at the heart of a bitter legal battle that's playing out in courtrooms and behind closed doors. But here's where it gets controversial. NPR alleges that CPB caved to political pressure from the Trump administration, abruptly canceling a multi-million-dollar contract just days after the president publicly attacked NPR. CPB, however, paints a different picture, claiming the decision was about serving the diverse needs of public radio stations nationwide. And this is the part most people miss. This isn't just about money. It's about the very soul of public media and its ability to remain independent in an increasingly polarized political climate. NPR's legal team has been busy. They've questioned CPB's longtime CEO, Patricia Harrison, under oath, and are set to do so publicly in court. Their filings paint a damning picture. CPB's board initially approved a lucrative contract for NPR to operate a vital satellite distribution system, a role NPR has held for decades. Then, NPR claims everything changed after President Trump's public tirades against the network. CPB, they argue, buckled under pressure, pulling the contract and citing a need for a more inclusive approach. CPB vehemently denies this. They insist the decision was based on a desire to better serve the diverse array of public radio stations across the country. They point to a new consortium, Public Media Infrastructure, which includes several prominent public radio organizations, as proof of their commitment to inclusivity. The stakes are incredibly high. This isn't just a fight over a contract. It's a battle for the future of public media. NPR, long a target of conservative criticism for perceived liberal bias, sees this as a direct attack on its independence. CPB, facing its own existential crisis after the loss of federal funding, is fighting to redefine its role in a changing media landscape. The drama began in March 2025 when Trump took to social media, labeling NPR and PBS monsters and demanding Congress cut their funding. Days later, CPB's board was finalizing a contract with NPR. But then, a meeting between CPB executives and a White House budget official, Catherine Sullivan, allegedly changed everything. Sullivan, according to NPR's filings, expressed her intense dislike for NPR and suggested CPB could secure its own future by distancing itself from the network. Harrison, fearing for CPB's survival, reportedly wrote to NPR's CEO, warning of a wolf at the door. Soon after, CPB's board reversed course, restructuring the contract to exclude NPR. Internal emails reveal CPB executives grappling with the political implications, acknowledging the obvious political challenges, but seeking ways to justify the decision without appearing to capitulate to the White House. The consequences have been devastating. CPB, stripped of federal funding, has laid off most of its staff and is facing imminent closure. PBS and local public media stations are also reeling. Meanwhile, NPR and CPB are locked in a legal battle over tens of millions of dollars earmarked for the satellite system, a fight that threatens to further erode public trust in both institutions. CPB argues that NPR's interests no longer align with those of local stations, particularly in the post-federal funding era. They claim their decision to award the contract to a new consortium was based on years of study and a desire for greater inclusivity. NPR counters that this is a thinly veiled attempt to silence a critical voice and appease a hostile administration. This case raises profound questions about the role of public media in a democracy. Can it truly remain independent when its funding is tied to the whims of politicians? Should institutions like CPB prioritize survival over principle? And what does it mean for journalism when even public broadcasters are forced to navigate such treacherous political waters? The outcome of this legal battle will have far-reaching consequences, not just for NPR and CPB, but for the very concept of public media itself. Will it emerge stronger, more resilient, and truly independent? Or will it become a pawn in the political game, its voice muted by the demands of those in power? The answers to these questions will shape the future of news and information for generations to come. What do you think? Is CPB justified in its actions, or has it betrayed the principles of public media? Let us know in the comments.